Peter, it's such a pleasure to be here with you. What brought you to the luxury real estate business? Tell us.
First of all, the honor is mine because I do follow your content as well, and you have an exceptional amount of views, and I'm impressed with your professionalism as well. So from one professional to another, it's an honor to do this interview with you. In terms of luxury real estate or high-end real estate, it's been an obsession of mine ever since I was a little kid. So I think back in the day, there used to be a television show when I was younger, maybe you remember it, it was called MTV Cribs. As a small kid, I would watch the lives of the celebrities and the exceptional business people, and I would look at, those videos. I liked seeing the homes. But for me, the way they presented the homes, I felt something was missing. And what was missing was a detail into the life of this exceptional human being. And once I got to put myself in a positive state, and through my growth, I learned about abundance and attracting good people and good energy, I started to meet these exceptional people that had these wonderful homes. And then it becomes almost addictive to be in that world of abundance. And ever since I started to interact and learn and grow and have all of these wonderful feelings that comes with that, it's become even a greater obsession, even as I continue to see some of the most amazing places, because I get to learn from these people of how they got there and how successful they were. So life's a gift, and why not, if I'm gonna do real estate, why not do the best real estate? I started my career, I learned from the small deals, but it took time for me to, one, put myself in that environment, and then feel that I belonged in that environment, and then I had something useful to give to these clients. So that comes from growth. And I think we're all on our path of growth and spirituality and what we can offer. So it's been for me, at the point where I've reached mastery, and mastery is when you do something so much that you could do it with your eyes closed.
Yes.
And I finally got to a wonderful place where I can not only help the clients, but then we could work together like how we're working together. And it becomes a more place of gratitude, and that attracts more of those type of wonderful people. But every single thing about luxury real estate excites me. I mean, for me, it's like going to Disney World. You put me in the Aston Martin where we are right now, or in a penthouse, or in a mansion, and I'm having the most wonderful time. Time just doesn't exist. So, rather than going to Disney World, I'd rather go hang out in a mansion with you. And then I'd love to hear the amazing story of how that individual acquired that asset, what their next plans are, how their life is. I mean, the gift of all gifts is what we do.
We deal with dream homes, dream properties. Isn't it, what's the feeling that you have when you look in the mirror and you see yourself and say, listen, I helped this very specific family or individual to get that dream home?
Kind of like a Thanksgiving dinner, I guess you would kind of say. When you meet a family and you see the dynamic and what they're searching for and what they're dreaming of, and then the moment they walk into the house, they know instantly. So when you get them there, there's an energy. And you could just see the spark in the individual's eyes. So it's gratifying when you take them on a lot of tours and then you see the exact house. A little trick is when you know someone loves it is when they usually take it in. So sometimes you'll see someone sit on a piece of furniture and they'll just be still. And we as professionals have to let them feel that feeling as if it's, I think this could be our life. So it gets as good as when maybe on Christmas when you give a gift to someone and they're very happy, or maybe even as a feeling similar to if you help someone and they feel very grateful that they've helped someone. So towards the end of the transaction, we're all high-fiving each other. Maybe we'll arrange a dinner. Maybe there's a bottle of champagne. Overall, there's just a lot of gratitude from this ultra wealthy realm, because I think there's no way that you're getting to a certain level of wealth if you're not at a higher consciousness. And we get to absorb some of these individuals that have this ultra high intelligence, consciousness, consistency, dedication, hard work. All of the people that I work with, that you work with, they've molded me to be better, and I'm sure they've done the same to you, because I'm a reflection of all of these wonderful people that I've met that challenge me to grow and grow and grow. So I don't know if I answered it correctly, but I feel like it's almost like a holiday going on towards the end, where we become one extended, family of gratitude.
I've been living here in Miami now for 8 years, And ever since I got here, the Miami real estate is always getting bigger and more important, more important. Is this, in your opinion, something that's going to be always like this? When we think there is no more room to get bigger, it does get bigger. What do you think? Is this something that we have to get used to it and it's going to be part of the near future, the far future and everything? What do you think?
I think we're at an exceptional point in time, and I think it continues to grow. So what happens is it's a study to other cities around the United States and even the world, where you see growth that starts at the edge of the water, and now we're seeing it expand outward away from the water as the population increases. So we're benefiting from an enormous amount of things, but most of it I feel like is the population of the United States and other parts of the world are migrating here. I think it is a big contribution, and I'll call it the branded era of South Florida because it's changed how things are done here. People obsess over brands. You typically see a major premium for brands. You see a fights over brands. So, example I can give you is Mercedes-Benz. The Mercedes-Benz building that's coming up is near and dear to my heart because when my father became successful in America, his dream was to have a Mercedes-Benz, which he happily bought. And then every time they changed the same Mercedes-Benz, he continued to buy it over and over again. So for us, it's embedded in our mind that not only it's a lifestyle, it's something that's special. When that building was announced that they were doing pre-sales, we got very excited within our brokerage. And my whole team went behind it. And we sold multiple units instantly by looking at floor plans. So how powerful a brand is where you could just look at a piece of paper with measurements and say, whatever they're doing on a high floor, here's a check, I want it. So it's trendy, it's different, and I think get ready for what's next because you're gonna see more brands that you would never think would be a building come to South Florida. And what's cool is we're becoming the hub to introduce those branded buildings first. The first Mercedes-Benz in the world, the first Bentley in the world. These are all firsts, and they're coming here to begin with. So what a special time, what a special place. Again, I think South Florida, Miami, all of these areas, I group it as we are Atlantis. We are Atlantis for at least for our generation because there's innovation. You have the world's wealth. You have all the companies moving here. You have a mass migration from the United States coming here. We're the only real tropical climate in the winter. Most of the United States is completely frozen in the dead of winter. And just our sliver from Palm Beach all the way down to the Keys is warm. So that's why I think it's special, and that's why I think people are investing tens of billions or hundreds of billions of dollars within small areas. So it's a wonderful time.
Now we have the privilege of having this listen here. That's where we're sitting right now in the Aston Martin building here in downtown Miami. Some people, when they talk to me, and of course from all over the world, I have friends, and they say, Andre, you have this listing. This is the Aston Martin building. Isn't that the feeling that you when you are going there and you are dealing with the other agents and the clients and doing showings? Do you feel like you are 007? Do you feel like
That's pretty awesome. It is like magic, and it does feel like you're in a James Bond movie, and most of the people that have come to our listing have been obsessed with James Bond, with an Aston Martin, with the beauty of the car that has now been transferred to the finishes and then the one-of-a-kind lifestyle. So you're getting people again because of this wonderful brand, the first in the entire world, a building that resonates with style, with opulence, with good feelings, with good energy, with abundance. I mean, James Bond is the epitome of cool, and the building is the epitome of cool. It is a building where people are calling us nonstop to see something that has never been done before.
Having the privilege of working in real estate here in Miami is something that I've realized, and I've having this, the joy that sometimes is people from all over the world. Sometimes we're doing Zoom calls with someone in Dubai. The other day I had a client from Canada that wanted to come here and see something. What's your sensation of working with something like this so special?
Well, I'm amazed at technology. When I started as a realtor a long time ago, we would use calling cards, and then it became WhatsApp, and then it became a FaceTime, and now it's a Zoom call. I don't know where it goes from there, but that's helped us connect the world to when they want to purchase. And it makes conversations easier. And we've seen everything you can imagine, from the client who's abroad who purchases over FaceTime or Zoom, or the fact that they fly in and they get to experience this, and what they're looking for is what they've seen in the movies, television shows, on James Bond, and they find it. They find their piece of a nostalgic movie in the property. It's amazing to see people live their dreams, because sometimes the dream is, I want to be like James Bond. And you can be like James Bond at the Aston Martin. You can live in that beautiful penthouse that maybe the villain had, or maybe James Bond had. And then you get in your beautiful car and you cruise around the growing city, and there's a little bit of excitement while you're at that trendy dinner, and then you could go to one of the casinos that are close by and gamble, and then you could come back home and live it all again and go to the beach and wear the best linens and the best clothes and meet some exceptional people all over the world. So it's really cool that the whole world wants to be here, because we do, like you say, market to the entire world. There's nobody that doesn't want a piece of South Florida.
What was the most interesting situation that you said, man, these clients are ready to buy and they're not willing to wait not one more week? Is there a specific situation that they were very, interested and they just didn't wait, and they use technology in order to make their choices?
You do get these clients that the higher they go, they're limited on time. And one of the things that made them successful is they make decisions quickly. So a lot of times when we're contacted, it's not like an average showing for an average family in the United States. They already have done their own independent research. And what they're looking for is someone to protect them and guide them that's a professional that they can trust. They usually tell us, this is what we want. These are the parameters you can work in to negotiate. And I want you to wrap up this deal quickly, and I want to close quickly. So they give us the power, the authority. They're not questioning the investment. They know what they're getting. And in many times, they're much smarter than myself, right? They already have thought this out. They're strong in the sense that, please fulfill the order that I want to the best of the ability that you can. And they don't want to hear the in-between. They want to hear, I got this done. Now, our focus is to do and deliver better than they expect. So that's why we'll get parameters from them, and then we do our best to negotiate an unbelievable deal that's even hopefully better than they ever thought that we could deliver. And that's where we then forge and bond in a relationship between us. But yes, to answer your question, this class of individuals does not second guess. One thing when you joined that really stood out to me was the amount of languages that you currently speak, which is a major benefit to us. So in terms of the entire brokerage, we speak about 15 languages, but you blew me away because you speak 5 of them. And in the United States, the average person speaks 1. So given that we're getting a lot of international leads, what are these languages that you speak, and which one are you most fluent in?
Ever since I was a kid, I always had interest in foreign languages. So now I am a proud speaker of, besides my native language is Portuguese, of course the English here in the United States. I also speak French, German, and Spanish. I would say this brings me like a superpower to keep on my mission. And of course, speaking someone else's language is something that builds more confidence. It's all about, my mission here in the real estate in Miami that attracts people from all over the world. Speaking 5 languages, of course, it's a very big help.
Andre, it is such an honor to have you in our brokerage. And immediately by speaking 5 languages and your connections and your past, you're emerging to become one of the top brokers within our company, already putting under contract a penthouse and bringing us a multi-million-dollar listing. What an honor to have you.
This is an honor for me because, this is all about, everything I always wanted was to find a place where I could use my talent, deal with very good people, having inspiration, because you are a very big inspiration for me. When I wake up, I get out of bed, I said, man, this is going to be another very good day because I'm doing what I love with people that support me, people that inspire me, and from the bottom of my heart, I could never be happier.
Well, I look forward to the future. I look forward to see you do unbelievable things and your reputation grow as we continue to work together.